Yay! Right. Hello and welcome to 44 Teeth's News Desk. We've just had an announcement that BMW have released their new, we believe it's a Gen 5, S1000RR. So they've just gone live with that, and we're here with the scoop, and I've got some key facts ready for you right now in case you're in a rush, which we can just whiz through quickly, and then I'm going to delve deep into the press pack information that we have for a little more insight. So first of all, let's put up some pictures of it, because that's what you all want to see. Here they are. Let's just go over the key features while we're looking at these pictures. So increased horsepower to 210. It's got a taller windscreen and winglets for increased aerodynamics. So obviously the winglets is what you can see in these images. That's the main distinctive feature. The M chassis kit as standard with adjustable swing arm pivot and raised rear end. So that you had to previously order that on a sport spec bike. Dynamic traction control with a new slide control function for drifts while under acceleration using steering angle sensor. So in simple terms, that is now measuring how out of shape the bars are versus the rear wheel, which is really cool. It's basically a drift button. And I don't think anyone else has put a steering angle sensor in combination with a slide control TC unit. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Revised chassis geometry with new values for steering head angle, offset, caster and wheelbase. Redesigned rear section. Yes, we've looked at that. I don't think any of the pictures show it particularly clearly. Anyway, UK pricing will be the S1000RR. The base model is £17,150 and the RR Sport is £18,610, which actually, I know it's a lot of money, but in what we're talking about here, that sounds pretty good value. Anyway, S1000RR Sport includes Dynamic Package, which has the DDC, which is the Dynamic Damping Control, Rider Mode Pro, heated grips and cruise control. The M package option now allows the opportunity to select M forged wheels as an alternative to the carbon wheels. So those are the key things that they want me to communicate. And now we shall, so now basically you've got the scoop, so now you can go off and order one. Now I will run through the press release, which is very boring PDF. Yada yada yada, bloody yada. With a more powerful engine, I better not do a German accent. With a more powerful engine, advanced suspension and chassis, the new brake slide assist and DTC slide control assistance systems, as well as optimized aerodynamics with winglets and redesigned rear end, we were able to raise the RR's performance to a new level. That's from Wolfgang Wollner, the project manager of the S1000RR. The new BMW S1000RR even more dynamic thanks to comprehensive innovations to engine, suspension. A lot of this is just guff. I'm going to skip through this because this is just wankathon. RR features new inline-4 engine based on the power unit of the current RR. Peak power is now 154 kilowatts, brackets 210 horsepower at 13,750. Does not apply to US machines, so I guess you have a rubbish one. Sorry, bad luck, guys. 2 kilowatt, brackets 3 horsepower more than the current version. The maximum torque of 113 Newton meters is generated at 11,000 RPM. Engine is more usable, and the maximum engine speed is 14,600 RPM, which is pretty high for 1,000. This is the key bit I want to talk about. Dynamic traction control DTC with new slide control function using steering head angle sensor. So that is like, it's a drift function ultimately. For us mortals who can't just light up the rear and drift out of a corner, this is going to be fantastic. So I really hope it actually does what it says. But they're saying that this new system allows the rider to select 2 preset drift angles for the traction control system when accelerating out of bends. Technically, this is achieved using a steering angle sensor up to respective leaning angle, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's a drift thing. So that's going to be really interesting. And later on, that steering head angle sensor is also used to calibrate drifts into corners on the brakes, which is even better. Advanced flex frame and newly defined chassis and suspension geometry, so that they're just basically probably making it more sporty, is what I would guess. The heart of the chassis is still the aluminium bridge frame, blah de blah de blah. Here we go. ABS Pro with new brake slide assist and ABS Pro slick setting functions. So a lot of modern superbikes on track, ABS is the most dangerous thing you could possibly have on your bike. The Europeans, a lot of them, you can turn it off. The Japanese makers, for some reason, they don't ever want to turn it off. This setting, I believe, is going to stop that ABS interference, and it's also going to allow you to look like Marc Marquez drifting it into a corner. That's what it says on the tin. Whether it actually does it or not, let's find out later. As in the new DTC slide control function, this new system is also based on steering angle sensors and allows the rider to set specific drift angle for so-called braking drifts while sliding into corners at a maintained speed. Whatever that means. So that's two really cool features. Brake drift, acceleration drift. Winglets redesigned front and rear sections and attractive colour schemes for even more performance and sportiness. Wow. Blah, blah, blah. We all know the advantage of wings, don't we? But it's good that it comes with standard. I think we all saw that coming. When it comes to design, the new edition of the RR benefits from a redesigned front section, including winglets, a new lighter and sportier looking rear section, and 3 new colour schemes. So those colours are Black Storm Metallic, Style Passion in Racing Red, and the racing-oriented Light White Non-Metallic -BMW M. Honestly, those colour names are really creative. The highlights of the new BMW S1000R. Increased output and torque, so we're talking 210 horsepower and 113 newton meters. Shorter secondary gear ratio for more traction at the rear wheel. That's interesting. So that's the sprocket size on the rear. Flex frame with more flex. M-Lite battery is standard. That's pretty good. I think you had to pay 300 quid for one of those last time. It's got a USB charging port in the rear. Redesigned rear section and shorter number plate holder. Clutch and generator cover in black. So I know a lot of you complained that it had this bronzy colour. I quite like the bronzy colour, but black is probably better. M-GPS mouse adapter as part of the BMW Motorrad original accessory range. Don't know what that means. New GoPro holder as part of the BMW original accessory range. That could be quite interesting. And yeah, that's it really. Shift cam is obviously still a feature of this bike. Throttle responses, pretty much the same as before. Rain, road, dynamic race. Hill start control. I used to hate that, but actually I quite liked it on my Gen 4. And I like it on my GS now as well. Advanced Shift Assist Pro for fast upshifts and downshifts. So that, I presume, is included even on the base model now, if they're saying it's here. The Shift Assistant Pro has been improved in a few points. The rider's shift request is now implemented via a torque model and thus enables shifts in all operating ranges. Okay, so that should equate to a smoother shift. It was already pretty good. But I think the difficulty is, and I appreciate the difficulty in designing these things, you've got to design it for racy people, slow, fat people, and everyone else in between. So it's quite difficult to get that control right. Launch control for perfect race starts. Yeah, I presume that's pretty much the same as last time. Pit lane limiter, again, the last one had that. Suspension, we're still in standard, I believe it's Marzocchi, so we're still in electronic Marzocchi land. BMW seem to not want to go down a Öhlins or premium, let's say, no, Marzocchi is pretty decent. Let's say Uber premium route. Likewise with the brakes, I believe they look like the Nissin calipers as well, but they kind of want unbranded stuff for some reason. It's almost time to restart. Go away. I don't want to restart to Windows 11. God, not now. Just do one, mate. Do one, Bill Gates. Go back to buying all the farmland, yeah. Total suspension travel on the rear axle is 117 millimeters. I mean, a lot of this Do you really care? You just want to look at the pictures, don't you? Instrument cluster with large, perfectly readable 6.5-inch TFT display, so that's the same as the old one. There is a new mode-y thing in it, I think, which has got like a hashed area. Previously, if your bike was cold, it would be red. Now there's like a red. Yes, you can use it. No, you can't use it. And there's a bit in the middle which is like, be careful. Be kind. Be kind. Optional equipment and original BMW accessories. These items can also be retrofitted. So M package, M paintwork, M footrests, black fuel filler cap, M carbon wheels with M tape, M lettering and new clear coat M sport seat. As an alternative to the carbon wheels, the customer can also choose the M forged wheels. Dynamic package is Rider Mode Pro, you definitely need that. Dynamic damping control, you probably need that unless you're going to rip it out and put race suspension in it, but it's good enough. Heated grips, I always recommend those. And cruise control, which is also handy on the road. The race package is M Endurance chain, with M titanium sport silencer, which is also, and M full titanium exhaust system, which, to be honest, isn't a race system, so it's kind of a bit, anyway. So race package, I might not use that one. Anyway, carbon package, this is eye-wateringly expensive. It doesn't say the prices here, but I know it is. So you've got the carbon front mudguard, the carbon rear mudguard, the carbon chain guard, the carbon side trim, and the carbon sprocket cover. The milled parts package are folding brake and clutch lever, M brake lever guard. You can also get an alarm system, a pillion seat cover, RDC, e-call, design option wheels for standard wheels, that's a pinstripe, and pro riding modes, blah, blah, blah. Even more accessories. I'm not going to go through all the accessories, but they all start with M. Saddlebags. GoPro holder. I'm interested in that. So I guess the key features for me are the drift on the brake and acceleration, the aero, the winglets, looks all nice, and yeah, I'm looking forward to riding it. I've just been told today that the launch is in Almeria in a few weeks' time. A bit longer than a few weeks, about 4 weeks' time actually. So I look forward to giving you all of my thoughts and feedback there. I'm very familiar with Almeria, and I'm also very familiar with the Motorrad product. I've had Gen 4, Gen 2, HP4, HP4 Race. So yeah, I'm a bit of a fanboy, but I will try to be as honest as possible. So thank you for watching this quick little update from the news desk, and I will see you again shortly. Ta-ta, ta-ta now. Bye.